And good morning, everybody. So many things that we are praying, we're asking God for. There's so many opportunities I believe we're missing because we have eyes, but we don't have vision. We're going to talk about that when I come back. Do me a favor, invite somebody, share, tell them coffee time is on.
Uh, uh, coffee time, coffee time. Yeah, this ain't your average cup of joe. Listen, I need it in the morning, I need it at night. He always keeps it brewing, he always keeps it tight. Just a little sip, it'll get you right. Terrence Pickett always be the one that gets the coffee right. The coffee's right, the coffee's right in my life. It's never a wrong time or a crime to get what's yours and to get what's mine. Come on. Coffee time in my life. Coffee time. Feels so right. I need a little sugar, put it in my cup. Can you stir it, Terrence? Let me know what's up. And at the end of the show, you can brew another pot. Just make sure you make it hot. Come on. Time in my life. Coffee time. Feels so right. I need a little sugar, put it in my cup. Can you stir it, Terrence? Let me know what's up. And at the end of the show, you can brew another pot. Just make sure you make it hot. Come on.
And good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for taking the time out to join us this morning. We're going to be talking about He gave you trees. I want to read a quote to you. The quote is Helen Keller. Helen Keller said, "The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision." The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. Helen Keller was blind, but she could see plenty. Um, I am Delta. Good morning. Loretta Herrera. Good morning. Blair Curry. Good morning. Tina White McPherson. Good morning. Teresa Bryan. Good morning. Yolanda Brooks. Good morning. Angie, I'm so blessed. Daniels, good morning. And Angie, thank you so much for sharing. Chantrell Mackey, what's up, beautiful? Good to see you this morning. Star Wright, good morning. Kia Scott, good morning. Judy Phoenix, good morning. And Rhonda Oliver, good morning. So I believe that I think we're guilty of asking, believing, hoping, setting goals, not reaching them. And a part of that falls on provision. It's like we believe God for provision, or we're hoping something great is going to come through. And believe it or not, I believe what we're supposed to have is already in our hand. So, for instance, you know, God never built one house, He never built one desk, He never built one car. What He did is He gave us trees. He gave us trees. And with the trees, man's creative power has built houses, desks, we built cars, cabinets, because sometimes we're waiting and we're praying for God to do the work, and the only thing that He's going to do is give us the idea. Once He gives the idea, His job is done. The idea becomes the tree. Your creativity makes it a house. Your creativity makes it a desk. I I found out that most of the things that you're going to get is going to come by accident, seemingly by mistake. It's things that you're just going to kind of you're going to stumble into. But in order to stumble in the right place, you got to have the vision for where you're going. I told someone yesterday, Um, I choose my friends. I choose what I read. I got a brand new book that came in yesterday. I was going to show it to you. But I choose what I'm going to read. I choose my friends. I choose where I'm going to spend my time based on my vision. If I was going if I was going back to New York right now, if I was going back to New York, I choose what I'm taking based on where I'm going. So I would need a coat. I would need snow boots. I would need gloves. I would need a hat. I would need a scarf. Because the climate demands that I dress and be warm because it's cold there. I think a lot of us, we're just moving with no plan. So when you have no plan, you don't understand where you're going. It's easy to pick up the wrong people. It's easy to pick up the wrong things. Everybody that is in my life, there's a strategic purpose for them being there. Family, friends, and that purpose has something to do with where I've decided to go. I have a vision. There are things that I want to do. So the people that I align myself with, in some way, form, or fashion, their assignment, their job is to help me reach the overall goal. But you can't see the goal if you allow the pressure, the problems, and the people of yesterday poison your today. It automatically cancels out your tomorrow. You know, there's a level of boldness and almost you have to almost act like you do not care, and there's a mindset that goes behind being focused, so that you don't get distracted and allow people to pull you off your path, because once they pull you off your path, in rhythm and timing, rhythm works with timing, and when the timing is perfect, the rhythm becomes great. And when you lock yourself into a groove, you don't want to break that momentum because it took you a while to build it. And now that you have it and things are flowing great, you don't want to break that momentum. It costs too much to get there. So you got to be mindful in where you're going of the people that you're walking with. If they don't help you, they're hindering you. Your inability to help me inadvertently hurts me because I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting ready to cross another threshold of time. That's what I call birthdays, crossing the threshold of time. I'll be 29 July 3rd. Now, don't bother you and your mother's mustache, or don't you bother me about my age. I'm celebrating another 29th birthday coming up. And one of the things that I'm finding out, one of the things that I'm seeing is I don't have the time that I used to have to play around, to hang out, to sit around and talk about nothing. Because the older that I get, the more I'm able to understand exactly how much time matters. Um, Time matters in more ways than one. Uh, Shantara Kirkwood says, say what? You heard me, 29. 29. 29. So I have to make my days now count more than I did when I was younger, because I do understand that eventually the sand's going to run out of the hourglass. And I think death is one of those things that we only talk about when we experience it. I think death is something that should be a part of our normal conversation. If you knew you were going to die tomorrow, how would you live your day? what would be your focus? And I think when it comes to planning our day, having vision for our future, we should do it with death in mind. We should, because it would motivate us to do things that we procrastinate. Procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God's going to give you tomorrow. You don't know. So you have to have a vision for your life. I believe the vision should be based on what I desire to do versus what I'm forced to do. There's a, let me see if I can find it. There's a scripture. It's one of my favorites, in fact. It's basically, it says, sow your seed in the morning. It's Ecclesiastes 11:6. It says, in the morning sow thy seed, and in the evening withhold not thy hand, for thou knowest not whether shall prosper either this or that, or whether they both shall be alike good. Meaning, sometimes you have to do what you have to do in order to do what you want to do. I don't believe we were supposed to work on jobs. I really don't believe we were supposed to have jobs. I believe largely in part jobs are, it's hush money for you not to live your dream. And I'm not saying that's true for everyone, because some people are operating in their purpose on their job. But listen to what I said. I said they're operating in their purpose on their job. I don't believe we were supposed to work for money. Don't. I believe that money has become a distraction because everybody's trying to find the bag and nobody's really living like they were created for a purpose. And you got two sides. You have people living like there is no purpose, and then you have church folk who believe your purpose is coming to church. And I think both of them are wrong. I don't believe we're supposed to spend our life in church. I believe church is a place of fellowship. It's a community. I believe it's needed and it plays its role, but it's just a role. In the whole movie of life, it's just a role. It should be a part of your life. It should not be your life. It should not consume your time, because whatever you're getting in church, aren't you supposed to give it to the world? How the heck are you going to have time to give it if Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you always in church? I have to make these things bigger because I can't see them. Shantara says, I agree. Live your day like time is short. COVID gave everybody a reality check. I think whatever the system or the culture puts before you, you need to understand that whatever they are saying, it's actually the opposite. The culture, society, America. America is a capitalistic country. America believes in the high and the low. They don't believe that everybody can have a piece of the bread. In capitalism, there has to be someone at the top ruling. And I don't believe we're supposed to work in the system of America, even if we work in America. I believe there's a greater system that we're supposed to tap into. And I really believe that's the system of principle. Principle is like the law of reciprocity. Whatever you sow, you're going to reap. I believe we're to tap into that principle. I believe that we're supposed to take what we have, sow it in a multiplicity of places, and over time, we eat the fruit from the seed that we've sown. I believe, ideally, that everybody has a dream. There's something inside of everybody that they desire to do above all. Over time, that desire generally is quenched or suppressed, maybe through failure, doubt. I believe you can procrastinate for so long you forget what you're procrastinating about. But I believe that God has given everybody something unique that they have to offer the world. You know, I don't know what your gift is. I don't know. It could be a smile. Believe it or not, people underestimate the power of a smile. Watch. Let me show you how significant a smile can be. And this is a true story. I was on my way to a meeting. I went into a store, saw this guy and black guy. I said, "Hey, what's up, brother? You doing all right, man?" Me, I'm going to speak to you whether you like it or not if I see you, or the only time I'm not in that space is when I have a lot on my mind. I spoke to him. I asked him how was his day. He was very short, kind of nodded his head. He didn't have much to say. Get to the cash register. I paid for my stuff. I told a joke about something. Everybody started laughing, including this gentleman. He laughed a little harder than everybody else. I want to say 6 months went by, and a friend of mine called me and said, "Hey, I need to set up a meeting with you. I want you to meet somebody." I get to the meeting. It was the gentleman that I saw in the store. Let me tell you who he was. He was Prince Zulu. Now, y'all remember the movie Shaka Zulu? That's an actual tribe. Turns out there were some decisions that were being made the day that I met him, making him laugh, making him smile. He said to me, not only did it relax him, it freed him from the stress that he was under in the moment. And he was able to make a decision. And that decision that he made affected over 50,000 people. One smile, one joke, one act of kindness changed an entire nation. You can't say what's significant, what's insignificant. You can't say what's good, what's not good. God has given all of us something that we can use to be effective as it relates to changing the life and the moment with people. Here's our problem. We don't live in the moment. We have so many things on our head. We don't live in the moment. We're not even cognitive of who's around us in the moment. This is why you can put your keys down. You know you put them on the counter. And it turns out you left them in the car because we don't live in the moment. Our minds are wired to move beyond because of the systems that we're in. Everything is pressure. Everything is an emergency. Everything has to be done right now. And we are aborting the processes of life, which causes us to abort the principles of life. And it causes us to forget, because now we do the same thing all the time. Our soul is in cruise control and our soul is in operation in the absence of our own mind. We can't live in the moment. And that's why we don't remember. That's why we're not effective. And it's a practice. It's one of the things that I'm working on. I'm here right now. I'm not thinking about what I need to do in the next 15 minutes. I'm here right now. I need to be focused on what's going on right now because there's a significance in this moment. If I miss, I could be offsetting my future. So you got to learn how to live in the moment. Appreciate the time that you have. Everybody has something to offer. Everybody has a gift. I believe God has given all of us something that is supposed to be used as a tool to help the world that we're in. But we cannot allow the misfortunes and disappointments of yesterday to consume our day to the point that we're oppressed and depressed. Because when we allow the misfortunes of yesterday to muzzle our day, we suffocate our tomorrow. So we don't have a future if we can't get rid of the past. Yes, you failed. No, it didn't work out right. Yeah, you invested everything you did and you lost it. But guess what? God's giving you new mercy this morning, and I believe that new mercy is a sign. He gave you new mercy because he wanted you to do something new that you've never done before. Michael Jordan said, the reason I succeed is because I fail. You cannot allow the pressure, the thought of failure to interrupt the moment that you're in, because you would discombobulate your tomorrow. You got to have vision. Here's the other thing. Whatever it is you believe in you're supposed to have is not just going to fall in your lap. Now, he'll give you the idea, he'll give you the thought, but you're going to have to work at putting it together. You're going to have to get around the people that do what you have interest in. You're going to have to do research. Let me tell you one of the greatest assets and resources in life. Contrary to popular belief, your greatest resource is not money. Your greatest resource in life is people. Because people can get you what money cannot. Money doesn't give wisdom. You can have all the money in the world. If you don't know where to place it, you're still going to lack wisdom. But if you get enough people that are wise, they can show you where the bag is. And I believe that the bag is connected to our purpose, to what we're supposed to be doing in life. Who introduced this thought that everybody's supposed to be millionaires? I don't believe we're supposed to. I believe if some people, you became millionaires and billionaires, you lose your ever-loving mind. Look at the arrogance. Look at the arrogance in people that we know who have a lot of money. Money clouds your thought. When your thoughts are clouded, your heart is distorted. And for a lot of people, money is the distraction. Michelle Hyde, good morning. Thanks for joining us, Michelle Hyde. We've only been on 23 minutes. No, I'm just bothering her. Money can be a distraction. Money can cloud the heart. Money can change you or reveal the evil that's in you. And the evil in you rises because you don't have to have the discipline of listening to nobody else. Michelle, good morning. One of the things that keep us meek, one of the things that keeps humility operating in our life. Oh, I'm focused, Michelle. I can walk and chew. Like Benson. Anyway, one of the things. Thank you very much. One of the things that keeps us humble in life, that keeps us meek, is a lack of provision. We start readjusting our attitude because we have goals, and we know in order to get to the goals, there's a level of humility that we have to offer, because there's a level of acceptance that we have to have with people if we're going to go to the next level. If you had all the money in the world, you had all the provision in the world, and you didn't need nobody, everybody would know. You barely have money to pay your rent, and your nose is up in the air. You buy a new little car. You don't have no life insurance, but you got a new car, and can't nobody tell you nothing. So provision is going to always be needed, because it's provision that causes us to tap into believing, faith. Faith is a principle, and it has to have opposition. If there's no opposition, faith cannot be applied. And it's in having faith, need requires humility, meekness. Look at how many people who had this false sense of humility until they lost everything. When they got everything, they act like they didn't know you. They act as if you were some diseased rhinoceros pig. I took that from Coming to America. They alienated themselves from you. But when they lost everything, they found, they came back. So need keeps us in a place of humility so that the vision that we have could be ignited by faith, by believing. And it's not necessarily, when I say need, it's not necessarily money. There's something wrong with all of us in different areas. And it's those areas that keep us humble. See, I never had a problem being arrogant because I know the real deal about me. You see what's posted. I know the real deal. I know where the real struggles are. I know the real failures, not the rumors. You got the rumors, I got the record. I know what's wrong with me. I don't have place to rise myself or place myself above anybody because the same dirt you were made out of, I was made too. I was made out of it too. And as a result of that, it's important that you keep yourself abased. I don't care what success you experience in your life. Be abased. Be kind to people. Your greatest commodity in life is going to be people. And you think people don't have a memory? Oh, yeah. They've got great memory. They spoke to you and you didn't speak back. It could have been 10 years ago and they'll throw it in your face. You got to treat people right because you don't know who holds your answer. The person that has the answer to your vision is probably someone you don't even like. But you don't have the authority or the power to choose where it's going to come from. God will plant it in an unlikely source. You have to walk in humility, in meekness. Meekness is power under control. Don't you ever think because you got a raise on your job, you're somebody's supervisor, that you're in control. No, God's still in control. You got promoted, but you're not in charge. There's a guy that works for me who used to be my supervisor. You don't know how the chips are going to fall. None of us can afford to be arrogant. You can't afford to beat your chest about all the good you've done and what you're doing here and you can't afford it. Because everything that we have because somebody was in place to help us get it. We need each other. And the reasons visions don't unfold is we want to isolate ourselves and become an island to ourselves. No, sweetie, you got to have community. You need people. If it's going to happen, if it's going to work, you need people. And the mere fact that you think you don't need nobody shows exactly how delusional you become in your isolation. There's healing and answers in community. It's all about being a part of the right community. There's a book that I read, and I'm reading it again, and it's by my coach, life coach. Her name is Robin Ware. And it's how to make your inbox your cash box. And some of the things that she goes over in this manual, in this book, was just mind-blowing. I never would have got it had not I been a part of a community. You need people in order for your vision to happen. God's not going to give you a house. He's not going to give you a desk. He's going to give you a tree. You're going to have to do the research at how to make that tree a desk. You're going to have to do the research. You're You're going to have to get around people so you can make that tree a house. People is your greatest commodity. The reason most people can live without people is they don't have a vision. They're blind. They have sight, but no vision. Think about that. What do you have in your hand that you've not built? All of us have something. What are you going to do with what you have? You going to take it and sit on it another 10, 15 years? Or are you going to use it to make a difference in the earth? Listen, that's Coffee Time. Thank you for joining to our monthly partners. To those of you that give, support, share, tell others about Coffee Time. You're the real MVP. For those of you on YouTube, you're the real MVP, and I appreciate you. Without your ears, I don't have a voice. You make this possible. If you would like to give, there's the Cash App. Your giving help keeps us in existence, and it help keeps us expanding with the things that we have now and the things that we have to come. So thank you for your support. I really do appreciate it. Remember, you were born to win, predestined to succeed. There's nothing that can happen to you today that the wisdom on the inside is not able to handle. You got to calm down, slow down, be quiet, use emotional intelligence. Trust God. Know who you are and let wisdom speak. When wisdom speak, you'll always win. You all have a great day, and remember to think higher, speak life. Peace out.
Coffee time, coffee time. Yeah, this ain't your average cup of joe. Listen, I need it in the morning, I need it at night. He always keeps it brewing, he always keeps it tight. Just a little sip, it'll get you right. Terrence Pickett always be the one that gets the coffee right. The coffee's right, the coffee's right in my life. It's never a wrong time or a crime to get what's yours and to get what's mine. Come on. Coffee time in my life. Coffee time feels so right. I need a little sugar, put it in my cup. Can you stir it, Terrence? Let me know what's up. And at the end of the show, you can brew another pot. Just make sure you make it hot. Come on.